Hello, everyone, and welcome back. So what's on tap for today? Well, we've got another great reaction video. This time it's to our friends at the Young Turks, which I like to call the Yellow Turkeys, Cenk Uyger and Ana Kasparian. They are talking about what? Conservative men having conservative values and wanting to marry conservative women. And they think that's a bad thing. So we're going to get to that reaction video in just the next few seconds. But before we do so, if this is the first time you're tuning in, or if you haven't already done so, guess what? Hit that subscribe button because you're watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I'm your guest host for today. My name is Dr. Nasir. Like, share, and follow us. Comment below. Hit that notification bell. And let's get to this video of the Yellow Turkeys, also known as the Young Turks.
There's a great step to get engaged, get involved, and maybe you actually might get engaged too. If you started, you might meet someone you're going to get engaged to. So it's equally good. People say, Charlie, I can't meet anyone. If you want to go meet conservative men that have their act together, that aren't like woke beta men, like start a Turning Point USA chapter. You'll meet a lot of them. Guarantee it. In a world where men, unfortunately, are oversaturated to be able to get whatever they want, whenever they want it, have the self-discipline to all of a sudden be like, well, if you want me, then you're going to have to get your act together. Because you think about it, it's the opposite, right? It's something that some women struggle with, which is like, hey, if I'm going to get in a relationship with you and I'm going to partner with you, you know, we're going to have to have some very clear guidelines and rules, such as some women make the decision that I'm saving myself for marriage. That is a difficult thing for modern American feminism to admit.
That is so true. Saving yourself for marriage. You know, it's not the classification we always talk about, you know, virgin, virginity, all that stuff. We're talking about decency. We're talking about morality. Okay? And if people do wait until marriage religiously, that's the way that we were raised up. So many of my friends and family and people around me, that's the way that we were raised, that you just wait until marriage. And that should be for both partners. It really should be for men and for women, not just for women, but for men and women. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the left, oh, as soon as you say that, abstinence doesn't work. Get rid of that word. Anyways, let's continue.
That you might have to get in a relationship or you might have to be led. Now, that should be a high standard where you're going to allow a man into your life to lead you, right? But when it happens, and this is the biblical model, right, is that you're going to want a protector and a leader, right? And deep down, a vast majority of you agree, and some of you are like, Charlie, I'm never going to, when I get married, I'm in charge. And that's okay. We'll see if it works.
Listen. I don't think this is patriarchy or mansplaining or anything like that. I really do sense that there are certain, let's just say, within a family, hierarchies. And men are supposed to be the protectors. They are supposed to be leaders. Now, that doesn't mean that women can't lead in other things within a marriage type. I mean, obviously, in terms of, you know, raising the children, of course, we talk about combined decisions. But what Charlie is talking about here is that, according to what he's talking about in the Judeo-Christian sense, that men should be the leaders. They should be the protectors. They should be the people that are, you know, sort of going out there, you know, working. And of course, I understand there's two family incomes and the dynamics of economics are so different right now or whatever. But for the most part, he's talking about that if you're looking at traditional marriages, in certain aspects, maybe the men would be the leaders in certain aspects of the marriage. Women would be leaders in other aspects. Whatever your strengths and weaknesses are, that's what we're talking about. Anyways, let's continue.
What I don't like about the conservative way of thinking of things is get a load of what he said there, right? He is basically talking about women saving themselves for marriage. Some women might have difficulty with that, but what about the men? Are the men saving themselves for marriage? And by the
And I agree with you, Anna. That's right. Men should be saving themselves for marriage as well. It should go both ways. I completely agree with you in terms of this. But Anna and Senk, like I said, is no morals, complete, lack of, just basically immorality all over the place. Doesn't really matter whether people have, multiple partners, do whatever they want, free for all, you know, it there should be no rules, no regulation, no guidelines, no nothing. Anyways, let's continue.
Anyway, do you really, I don't know what, I don't really want to, I'm not interested in marrying a virgin, right? Some people might be. But like, what's up with the weird, perverted fantasy of marrying a virgin?
Yeah.
There's no perversion here. There's no weird, perverted fantasy of marrying a virgin. Where was it weird? He was just talking. He was just saying that that's what it should be, Judeo-Christian wise, Islamic wise, in Hinduism and all the major religions. They talk about chastity for both men and women. It's not this perversion, delusion, just creepy like type of thing that, Anna's talking about.
That's old school, and I never understood it, even when it wasn't old school, right?
That's because, Senk, you're a progressive moderate. You're basically, you don't care about morals. You don't care about religion. I didn't understand that, back when that was old school. Well, what's wrong with being old school? You like the new school attack? You like everything new school right now? Multiple sex partners, multiple this, with animals, with, children, with whatever. Come on.
Okay, she's never been with anyone else. So what, she won't know how bad you are?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Single women are breaking for Democrats by 30 points. And this makes sense when you think about how Democrat policies are designed to keep women single. But once women get married, they vote Republican. Married women, married men go for Republicans by double digits. But single women and voters under 40 have been captured by Democrats. They're also teaching our children in schools. So you have hardcore Democrat females in school with your kids for 8 hours a day. We've seen the videos. We've showed you what they teach in those classrooms too. So there's a brainwashing pipeline that runs through women and children, and it's starting to show up on election day. So we need these ladies to get married. And it's time to fall in love and just settle down. Guys, go put a ring on it.
Gee, I wonder.
Before we get to Anna's remarks, and then obviously my reaction to her remarks, let's go back and take a look at some of those statistics that Jessie was talking about, all right, in terms of single women and how they are unbelievably vote their demographic towards the Democratic Party, whereas married women are, voting on the Republican side. So let's go back and take a look at that real quick. So here we have the 2022 exit poll. Unmarried women, take a look at this over here. 31% unmarried women went for the Republicans. 68% Democrat. Look what happens on the married side. 56% Republican, 42% Democrat. Married men, nearly 6 out of 10 Republican, 4 out of 10 for the Democrats. And then here, if we take a look and see the breakdown, again, 18 to 24 age of unmarried women, 36% Republican, 61% Democrat. It jumps up 4 points, 25 to 29. And voters 30 to 39, unmarried women, 43% Republicans, 54% Democrats. Folks, this is just, we've got to find a way. And as Jessie said, put a ring on their finger, get married as soon as possible, find a conservative woman. And as early as you can. Hey, nothing wrong with that, folks. Nothing wrong with that at all. Let's get to Anna's remarks on Jessie, and then we'll comment on that as well. Okay, we're going to do that in this next cut.
Go put a ring on it.
Gee, I wonder what it is about, single women who tend to be younger, not wanting to vote for Republicans who just celebrated the reversal of their reproductive rights, who fight to ensure that women don't have control over their own bodies. I wonder what it is, Cenk. I wonder what it is. Maybe they should get advice from Jessie Waters, who admitted that he let the air out of the tires of one of his producers whom he wanted to date to basically have her stranded so he can talk to her. I mean, I'm sure he would know exactly what to say to women to persuade them to vote for Republicans. I'm sure.
He doesn't think.
Well, before we get to Cenk now in terms of what he's going to say, you notice how every time that you talk about marriage, that you talk about morality, that you talk about bringing men and women closer together, where does the left always go? Where do the progressives always go? Where does academia always go? Where do the hypocrites in Hollywood always go? Where do the alphabet networks always go? I'll tell you, they go back to 1973, Roe v. Wade. They go back to abortion. And a woman has the control and the ability over her own body, and she can do whatever the hell that she wants with it. Even that includes, killing her unborn child. That's where they go right back to it, right? That's the argument. That's a fallback position of every leftist, liberal, socialist, Marxist that's out there. They go back to women's rights, autonomy over their own body. Just like when they're losing an argument, screaming, shouting, don't obscure the facts, and then hitting everybody with the R word, oh, you're racist, hitting them with the B word, oh, you're a bigot, and the new word, the I word, you're an insurrectionist, January 6th, right? That's where they all go to. I mean, it is amazing. You talk about morality, and we go back to Roe v. Wade. I don't understand it, folks, but that's exactly what they do. Let's see what Cenk Uyger has to say.
How can we appeal to young women, single women, and get their votes, earn their votes, right? He thinks, no, I'm commanding you to get married. Gee, I wonder why they don't find you to be popular, Jessie. Okay, he doesn't empathize with them 1%. He doesn't say, look, I know that the economic situation is tough, but we have the better policies, etc. No, he says, no, I know if you're single, you suck, okay? So why don't you just get married already? And when you get married, you'll know that you have to vote for us.
Okay, now that's just a bunch of crap, coming from, Cenk. I mean, that's just so disingenuous, and that's exactly how he should look right there, folks. I mean, how many times we've talked about this? Jessie Waters has talked about it. Charlie Kirk has talked about this. Conservatives always talk about this. They talk about policies that are going to help people, that are going to help uplift women, help uplift minorities, help uplift, people that are in trouble. Not just government is there for everything, government taking the place of the man, government taking place of husband, as would happen with, Lyndon Johnson and back in the 60s with all the things that were being done at that time. Look at what's happened to the black family by taking the father, the man, out of the house. Got 73, 74, 75% babies having babies. 75% of black girls having children out of wedlock. And in that cycle of poverty, that cycle of government handouts, that you can't have a man, a husband, a male figure present in the house. But they don't want to talk about that because they know when you go back to that, every bit of their argument falls by the wayside. So again, what else did you expect, okay, from the yellow turkeys? I mean, these cowards, okay, the way that they obfuscate, the way that they spin, the way that they continue to push that narrative, in complete opposite directions, hide the truth from everybody. That's exactly what the Young Turks, the yellow turkeys, always do. And I invite them, hey, come on, guys, answer me back. I'm waiting for you to answer me back. Talk to me that my morals are immoral. Talk to me that because I don't want to, have women have an abortion. That's all. Come on, let's go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm begging you guys. You're afraid. You're afraid because you know in your heart of hearts, Cenk, Anna, you can't argue with me. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. Of course you know. That's why they don't come back. That's why they don't have a reaction video to my reaction video. They're scared. They're cowards of the yellow turkeys of the Young Turks. Anyways, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. Put your comments down below. Like, share, and follow us. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. You're watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been your guest host. My name is Dr. Nasir, and I'll leave you with my final thought, which is, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. We'll see you again next time, folks. Take care and stay safe.